Thanks, Emmett. Thanks for the opportunity here to provide our top-line data from the recent phase 2/3 trial in dry eye. MC2 is a late-stage, privately held emerging dermatology and ophthalmology company. Our ambition is to help patients with chronic skin and eye care or eye diseases to minimize the daily burden of disease. Patients have two concerns in addition to safety. One is, of course, fast relief, but the other one is also to have therapies that are very pleasant to use in daily lives because it's chronic diseases. Compliance matters a lot. In other words, we aim to make topicals that are truly life companions. Everything we do in the pipeline is based on our PAD formulation technology. PAD is a highly tolerable oil-in-water dispersion. It has a robust oil droplet, and it's characterized by three key features in the topicals. It optimizes delivery of the actives into the target tissue. We can make formulations, whether it's eye drops or creams, that are extremely elegant to put on the skin or in the eyes. And we can also open an array of new chemical entities entering the space because we work in an expanded formulation space. That's why we believe that PAD technology will redefine topicals as we see them today. We have patents in the ophthalmic space covering all PAD-based eye droplets. Just to give you an example of how the PAD can release the full potential of APIs, I'll show you something from our derm program, and then I'll go to the dry eye. We announced in August very positive phase 3 data in the US on our MC201 cream for psoriasis. This was a head-to-head study against the leading topical drug for psoriasis based on similar APIs in similar concentrations. And you'll see here how superior the MC201 cream is to the market-leading product. In this phase 3 trial, we also focused on patient preference, as we always do, and we were also superior to that. We're now filing an NDA in the US in beginning of next year. When we look at the dry eye cyclosporine, in preclinical studies, we have also shown that we can use the PAD to deliver much more cyclosporine into the target tissue compared to, for example, Restasis with just one daily dosing. We were excited about that, and so were Moorfield Eye Hospital in London, and they decided in 2012 to actually launch our cyclosporine eye drop in the UK as a so-called special to a lot of hospitals across the board. And it rapidly became the best-selling drug ever launched by Moorfield Eye Hospital, and more than 1,000 patients have today used our dry eye product successfully. This, of course, sparked our enthusiasm to start clinical trials, and we're really aiming to release the full potential also of cyclosporine now. The design of the trial is focused to meet the regulatory requirements in the EU, but also to use the trial as one of the required pivotal trials in the US. The objective was to evaluate safety and efficacy of MC203 in addition to lubricant treatment, which is, of course, what patients use in daily lives. Primary efficacy variables on signs was a 2-grade improvement on the corneal fluorescein staining, which we believe is clinically relevant. We enrolled 263 patients in 4 arms, 2 actives, 0.03 and 0.06, and we compared it to vehicle and a lubricant. It was a 6-month trial with a 3-month safety follow-up. If we look at the data, there's no doubt that our cyclosporine product effectively reduces corneal fluorescein staining. We can see the full analysis set here, where we have the 0.606 arm versus the lubricant, significantly more effective. We actually saw that the 0.03 and the 0.06 arms were similar in effect. So when we combine the arms and look at that compared to the 2 non-active arms, we also see a significant better effect of the actives. Actually, when we look at severe patients, the effect is even more pronounced. The full analysis set, we show that we are more efficacious than the non-actives, in particularly the 0.03 concentration, but also in the combined arms, we see a very significant effect whether we measure worse eye or both eyes. An important part of this trial was also to do a very comprehensive biomarker study. And we're still analyzing that data because we think it's very relevant to find out what parameters are relevant to treat dry eye. As an example, we see a clear reduction of the HLA-DR inflammatory biomarker, known to be relevant in dry eye. And we also see a reduction of another yet undisclosed biomarker confirming the anti-inflammatory effect of our cyclosporine drug. We'll of course integrate these findings into upcoming clinical trials. When we look at safety, it looked very good. And in particular, I want to highlight that eye irritation was very good compared to Icavis data. And when I mention Icavis, it's because that's the only approved drug in Europe, which is currently our target market. We have actually also, on a side note, and we're analyzing that right now, observed a positive trend on symptoms. In fact, at month 3, we have p-value on symptoms below 0.05 on the VAS. So very impressive results also there. Finally, I want to highlight that the market in EU is very attractive and very large, and it's totally unexploited, as there's only one drug approved after failing 2 phase 3 trials, and that is Icavis, having troubles with reimbursement. On our key data parameters, the MC203 data looks better than or comparable to Icavis, and that's why we're looking forward now to discuss our data with regulatory authorities to pursue a fast approval in Europe and also to continue the development in the US. So very exciting times for MC2 Therapeutics, and thank you very much for your attention.